Greetings to the crypto community. We are pseudo-anonymous. We are here to smash that like button. We believe this content needs to reach more people like you. We are watching. We are listening. Most importantly, we are liking and subscribing. We are pseudo-anonymous. Expect us.
Charts collide, dips fade away. I'm on this neon ride, sats in my veins. FOMO's electric spark, ooh yeah. Crypto's my pulse, bleeding through the dark, yeah. Yeah. Gas feast, flicker, whales dance in the haze. I'm stacking dreams in this digital maze. Every coin I claim lights a moonlit flame. Ooh, smooth. Bull runs my wave, I'm rewriting the game. Woo! Neon bull run lighting up the sky. Rising through the dark, I'm flying high. Yeah, yeah. Crypto's glow won't fade my soul. Ooh. Bull run shines, I found my goal. Neon bull run, 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 oh, oh. Rook pulls behind, I've broke their chains. Flipped the spark to gold, washed away the stains. Markets are hung, echoes in my core, ooh yeah. Soulful. Moons lift me up, I'm craving more, yeah. Yeah. Dips turn to light, I'm riding this gleam. Every crash I dodge, every win supreme. Crypto's my rhythm, flowing through my sight. Bull runs my dawn, burning up the night. Neon bull run, lighting up the sky. Rising through the dark, I'm flying high. Yeah, yeah. Crypto's glow won't fade my soul. Bull run shines, I found my gold. Neon bull run, 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 oh, 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 yeah, neon lights ignite, oh, yeah. Now I'm stacking stars, I've broke it all, yeah, yeah. Crypto's my spark, my fight, my gleam. Bull runs my pulse, living the dream. Glow through the chaos, rise through the grind. I'm one of a kind. Neon bull run lighting up the sky. Ooh, ooh. Rising through the dark, I'm flying high. Yeah, crypto's glow won't fade my soul. Ooh, bull run shines, I found my gold. Neon bull run, run, run. Oh, oh. Lights, neon bright, wallets stacked in sleepless nights. Dreams of futures so electric. Crypto world got us eclectic. Money moves fast and wild, surfing waves like a digital child. West Coast vibes in every trade. No regrets with the past we've made. Number go up, up, up. Chasing dreams won't stop, stop, stop. Stock for a thrill to the top, top, top. Number go up, up, up. Number go up, up, up. In the dark, charts do glisten. Whispers in the trades we listen. Eerie sounds from the ether's edge. Building empires on text pledge. 100 miles with sleepless eyes. Crypto land where fortune lies. Electric rhythm beats in sync. Every gain is a winsome link. Number go up, up, up. Chasing dreams won't stop, 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 stop. Euphoric thrill to the top, top, top. Number go up, up, up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me for the nightly ceremony of the ringing of the cowbells. Grab your tinkle winkle, your little ringy dingy, give it a little fling. Back and forward, to and fro, to the side to side, it doesn't matter, it's whatever makes you feel good. Ooh, that felt good. Get all those little nasty energies out of here. Ooh, yeah, bring in the good stuff. Thank you for allowing me to play with my ding-a-ling. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, as long as somebody can hit the right button at the right time, we might be able to switch screens and start the show. I knew it wouldn't happen. Wow, I'm not disappointed.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like, I just want to say thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Late Night Crypto with a Road Dog. Glad to have you here. 13 people hanging out with me at the present moment. I hope that will also grow during the night. Thank you, 13 people, for being here. Let me give a shout out to everybody hanging out. I saw you guys here. I think, Strega, you were here first. Was that not correct right there, my friend? Boom! We're giving out claps for free tonight. If you need the clap, you're at the right place. We can give it to you. Let me get this chat popped out. You gotta pop it and then bring it down. Whoops, no, don't get out the code. You gotta put it on Chop Chat, I found. Strega, shout out to all you guys. MG Motorsports, Tommy 2 liters. Thing goes down too fast. Reese John, Ryan K. Submit your coin requests for live analysis. I'll look for it below there somewhere. Gwynny Marshmallow 1981. There's Sam. How's it going, Sam? Good to see you. OG1. Now that's a rockin' jacket. This one's been on the hanger for a while. I don't know. Thought I'd bring it out. Elvis, get out of the peanut butter. I know you can't keep him out of the peanut butter or the bacon or it together or the butter or most of the things in the kitchen, especially the greasy things. He's there all the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been kind of an interesting zigzaggy up-down day today. It's been progressively choppy, is how I would describe it. Lots of chop, ups and down, but basically getting over a pretty cool range there. What few percent that it is, just under a 3% move for Bitcoin, but we're all happy about it because it's going up rather than going down. I don't know. I see so many crazy things, and I saw an explanation this morning that just made me kind of. It was just weird. Somebody was saying, look, everybody was looking at this shoulder, head and shoulders to the downside and trying to short. But I told you that. And I was like, dude, I don't think everybody was looking at that. I don't hear all kinds of stuff. And for once, I wouldn't be looking at that. Anyway, here we are. We made a nice little W pattern down here around our 117 area. You know, we've been looking at this little zone, talking about whatever, a few little zones we've been eyeballing. It made a bottoming pattern right there. Little W came back in the trend line, blah, 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 higher lows, higher highs. And well, all until recently, we got a lower high. That's the only warning sign that I've seen here. Well, there's another warning sign, but that's the first one we got. Is this something to be concerned about? And can be. That's one of the first signs of trouble that we look for. First sign of weakness is to make a lower high. I hate to be the one bearing the bad news right now, but I'm just saying something. You know, we got one little zone here, we got another little zone out here, and then we got this third little zone right through here. Then trend line, 3 humps in a dot. We could be topping out. You could look for local, just a local. This is on the 6 minute, y'all. Don't be clicking off yet. I mean, my goodness, let me get started. First area I want to look for if we're getting a little bit of a pullback, and we might be. Of course, we can bounce from where we are now or come down just a little bit more, but I wouldn't expect us to get too much further past 119.5-ish if we want to go down there. We would hope we would not. Now, having this little lower high here does put us in for a possible lower low, which would break that trend line and signal, oh man, we might have one more rung down. That would suck. All right. I mean, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but that might be what we're looking at. It could be. The other situation is a lot nicer. It is Thursday, so I anticipate some games as we go into the weekend because, well, they like to do that, and they like to mix it up a little bit. I don't know what they're planning on doing, but wherever they're starting on the weekends, usually not where they end up when the starting week comes, not usually. Things look good here to me. Things look good. Let's zoom out. Let's get a feel of the bigger picture. Now, I gotta tell you, this formation right here on Bitcoin, can I get another chart? Yeah, this formation right here, that looks weird AF. I'm just gonna tell you, it does like this, and we get like a kind of a flesh out, almost a heartbeat pattern. And we come out and do this, but here, respecting this trend line, baby, respecting this new trend line we got going on right here. What, I can't ask for anything better than that. We're avoiding this big old Ichimoku cloud over here. I like what I see. The best thing I like is that here on the 4 hour, we're above the non-moving average. So I can't say anything bad about Bitcoin. She looks kind of positive to me. And so even though we looked at it on the 6 minute coming in smaller time frame, and a lot of you guys might be familiar with that, basically, give and take a little bit. Give and take a little bit. A lot of little sideways and everything as she figures out what she's going to do. But looking at these 4 hour candles, man, I mean, regarding just the bodies here, well, we're trying to get a little breakout here. Now, we haven't got it confirmed or anything on this time frame, but that's nice. Higher highs, bouncing off. This is what sells me right here, is this trend line here where we came down and touched it here. It's looking like it might hold here. I kind of like it. What I really like is total 3. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that one right there. Can we take a moment and celebrate this? Because I think that we need to. I think it's just wrong if we don't. But yeah, that's what's happening. The bags be a growing. If you haven't told me my thumbnail, bags be growing, and I'm like, hey man, we might make it back. We might make it back to where we were, to numbers that I've seen before I incurred some drawdown after December by not doing all the right moves. Can't catch them all, baby. Can't make it all perfect. Thought I was doing good. We all think that we're doing good at the time, don't we? So in retrospect, we look back and say, man, I should have took more profit. I could have played this whole thing different. Yeah. Gradually, those days get lighter and lighter, I promise. It used to be a lot worse. It used to be, man, as soon as I sold, number just went crazy. Still happens every once in a while, but not nearly as much. So zooming out here, man, total 3. I'm just zooming out on the daily. Man, we come a long way. I don't think we need you anymore. That idea. That was pretty cool. 72% chance these little patterns right here break to the upside. It surpassed his measure move, by the way. That's pretty bitchin' right there. You know what? I want to figure out a little something here from swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. We are at a topsy area. Not an area that we can look for. Yeah. Hey, pump up. Maybe take a little bit, come back down, and then pump up again. We might be seeing that going in altcoins. Now, I like to mention that because everybody else is saying, it's altcoin season, that's altcoin season, buy them all now. I recommend you to be a little cautious. I mean, the best places to be buying was back when they were lower, right? These are the areas that for the bags that we've got built that we've got to look at taking some profit when everybody else gets a little gung-ho, you know? I do think it looks good, but what goes up does hit areas of resistance and gets a pullback, and bad news comes to the market, and market makers take advantage of it and scare the bejesus out of you, and then take all your money. That's usually how the game works, what I've seen of it, and I'm just saying, these big green candles, you're inclined psychologically to, I want to jump in. Now, that's to buy high and sell higher comes the mantra. I'm gonna buy now. I want to buy now. I say be cautious, baby. Avoid the tops if you can. It does look good. I agree. What I like to do, ladies and gentlemen, if I need to measure, I need to see. Are we close to a trend line? No, we're not. We are at $1 trillion, baby. I got us. We might be heading right up here to $1.07 trillion. We talked about this over the past week, and it seemed a little bit more like a dream and a hope and a dream when we were talking about it before, but now we're actually seeing it become a reality. We're actually starting to see us actually get there. Holy crap, Sean, what the hell? What just happened? Goody Marshmallow, member for 6 months fan club. I see that. Let me come over and take a look at that. Boom, shakalaka. Uh-oh. What does it look like when I pop it up there? Number 1 TA Turkey. Thank you so much. So, the number go up. Let me get this line out of the way so we can actually see some price action going there. So what we need to do, one good thing, is to just kind of, I think, can we zoom out? At this point in the game, I think we just want to clear off all this stuff and take into account all the new data that we got. Let's just clear everything, because this is it on the daily for total 3. This is mostly all of our little altcoins. If you can see what's going on over here, we got this nice little horizontal line coming in. Price came into this area. So price came. Thank you, sir. My super chat. Oh, thank you. Goody Marshmallow sent a $9.99 super chat. Thank you for all you do, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that, Goody Marshmallow. Thank you. I am 100% crowdfunded. I thank you for all the help and all the support that you guys, even just hitting the like button and all that stuff. Dad's so grateful. Sharing any of these things and the links on social media, all the stuff helps. I'm trying to say this before I forget. This is why I'm kidding back here. Price came up to this, right? We did have a nice little rounding shape through here. If there's anything to look for that would fit the definition of a cup and handle, I think we're looking at a very strong possibility, a strong contender. A lot of people like to throw out cup and handles willy-nilly on things, and you kind of got to look sideways and say, are you sure that's not just a higher high and a higher low? What we got here is a nice setup for a possible cup and handle. What's even better than that is that there's a possibility that we get in the breakout of the handle part right now. Now, if we kind of draw it, we got more of a channel idea. If we actually want to go from over here, maybe some candle bodies to some other candle bodies, say we've not quite gotten past those areas. We're kind of, well, maybe we are testing those areas right now. If I kind of do all that, right? So either way, doing good. We are at an area of resistance here, I'm just saying. So yeah, still might be some give and take through here. Let's keep that in mind as we're on the daily. We might still have some stuff going on like that. But it's looking pretty gosh darn good here for total 3. Now, I'm not calling for altcoin season per se. I don't see the signs for that just yet. To me, that depends a lot on this chart over here. But that is a nice little start right here. It's a nice, and if it's not a start, it's a nice little rally. I've been calling for a rally, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Until we break this 60% area and get below it, and then give up on it, well, that would help confirm the idea that we might be in a season, altcoin season. Now, considering that we do have a whole crap ton more of projects and coins out there in the market to diversify, where the dominance lies in crypto, whether it lies more in Bitcoin or all the other altcoins, including all the scammy ones that have been or ever been and died and whatnot. Previously, this area about 72% is where we would find some rejection. Could that dilution or overabundance, was that overflow of altcoins, oversaturation is the word I'm looking for, of altcoins. Could that bring us down to maybe where this area, that's 7.8, that should be a 786, right? Is that what happened? Let's take a fresh look at this. Let's just delete everything on total on Bitcoin dominance. And I think I want to take it like 3 days, condense it down a little bit. And I just want to take my fibs from over here from swing high to swing low. I want to get those gold guys marked out again. Yeah, it was a 786. Okay. Right there at 66%. And all the junk that I've had line up here and not changed it around or cleared it off and look, I kind of wasn't really paying as much attention to that as being a possible reversal. The other areas we're looking for were, right here at 70. So that was, where we got rejected from. That's a good area. We just have not confirmed anything. I mean, altcoin season before, this was a nice little prelude back here in August of 2019, and she, kind of started zigzag down, and that we gave it, took it back, took it back, and all that. This was the sweet altcoin season right here. This is what altcoin season looks like, okay? Let's be clear about that. When everybody out here is going, altcoin season, why now? Jump on down. Just keep in mind, because that's what it sounds like. Exactly. Every time I turn on YouTube, this is like, it's altcoin rally. This is altcoin season. Do you see that big ass drop? Yeah, that happened from January 2021 to the peak at May. That's when altcoins absolutely went ballistic. And even when that happened, I remember thinking, is this it? Compared to what we had before, which was, this is the most memorable one that I ever remember right here. In the 17s when it started down there, and it was like you threw a rock at anything, you made money. I mean, it was hard to be wrong, except in these areas you're like, what the hell's happening? But then they stuck in it long enough. That's where the first millionaires were made in altcoins, right there. Really quick, kind of. Do you see how it's diminished over time? Do you see how this section's gotten shorter and that one's gotten shorter? Yeah, that might be a trend that continues, and we might be seeing another version of that trend. That would suck. If that be true, then maybe here at the 786 Fibonacci area, maybe I'll entertain the thought, but until I get an actual confirmation, say a break of a trend line, a break of the 618 area at 60%, that right there, my friend, when we break this, I'll consider us entertaining the idea of an altcoin season, because this is what we want. Not just this. And I try to, the reason that I'm harping on this, the reason I'm harping on it is because what we had back here from November to December, people were calling that altcoin season. And that was a rally, folks. That was a rally. When number went up and it's like, gosh darn it, I should have took profits. That was a rally. We might be looking at just another rally before, Bitcoin does what it does again. And maybe we got, maybe altcoin season is postponed a little bit. Maybe we got a little higher to go. Do a little bit more back up here to around 70%. Even back here in these days, every little dip down was, Anyway, you'll see a lot of it's important to talk about, and because you're going to see a lot of influence out there telling you to buy all these altcoins and chase all these altcoins, and now you're going to see a lot of them come out. Oh, look at this new coin with this new price. Yeah, all the new ones come out, and then the fakers coming out and the copycats, or maybe a project over here, and we get some new news, get some new hypes, and we got a brand new thing, and they're going to crank up the hype. All right, they're going to crank it up. Expect it. They're going to get you to chase after they've already got their positions, and then as you're chasing and you're finally hearing about it here on YouTube, and all the influencers saying, guys, let me tell you about this coin, 25x potential, 100x potential. By the time that gets to you, you're too late and they're ready to sell on you. You are the exit liquidity. That's kind of how it works here in crypto. So the cool thing I think about being on these live streams, you get to see actually what's going on, and we're just going over whatever the hell we go over. I got a few coins on my list. There's a few more moonshots that came up, but right now I'm done harping on this market. We got a altcoin rally in progress with a very strong Bitcoin dominance that will very likely do what it has done before and come down, touch grass, and then start going back up and making you give up all them nice little gains out of altcoins. So we've got some more joy to go through. But look, man, you got bullish crosses going on over here. You got some strong things going on in these moving averages on this 3-day chart. That crap ain't they ain't no sign there saying it's tired, it's ready to give up the ghost, Bitcoin dominance is done for. It's not there, folks. So I'm sorry disappointed about altcoin season, but it's not it. It's a rally though. Let's take it. Let's take advantage of it. And let's start looking at some of these altcoins that are pumping my bags. So in short, we're trying to tell you, you need to plan your altcoin bag reduction surgery somewhere around this area here, about 59.5% if we're likely to make it there. Most notably right here, 60%, we come down and tap that little booger. Yeah, you might want to get with your coinologist and plan that little event. I'm just saying. Avi Medina says a new coin came out called XRP, extremely retarded people. Oh my gosh. Let's see what we got. Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, turkey season. Turkey season, says MG Motorsports. Good brown gravy. How's it going? Road Dog, I want to go all in on Peppy. Shake me really hard until I snap out of it. Yes, can we do Peppy? We can always do Peppy. Let's take a look at Peppy. Oh, wait a minute. It's that special time of the show where I gotta give a shout out to our sponsor, Good Ass Coffee. Yeah, get you some Good Ass Coffee. Whatever brand turns you on, man, just as long as it's Good Ass Coffee, it's a good time if you like to stay up all night. Maybe this is why I don't sleep at night. Good Ass Coffee. Is he why I was up all night last night? Huh. Oh well. We'll see what happens again. All right. So, Peppy, what are you doing, Peppy? What's up, Peppy? Here on the 3-day, you look like you're kind of tame. On the 3-day, you look kind of interesting, Peppy. What are you doing? You got above your 236. That's cool. You got she's at some resistance areas right here. I've been pleased with my Peppy bags going up. We're looking, so she's hanging around 13 right now, right? She came from 11, 12. I'm just counting out all the zeros. That's how I look at it. She's at 1368 right now, right? So 1680 is the next area I'm looking for, and I think we got a possible measure move taking us up there from what I can see. No, that was just me. That was a parabola. But that is the 0.5 Fibonacci area. Maybe I shouldn't bring him up. We've been there before. We'll probably go there again and test it. This time I think she might want to take a break for the border. Make a run for it. So about 1680 right through there, but this 1750 area right there said 1947. 1947. That was a good year. I remember I was in the South Pacific there, flying my plane over them islands, and they threw a spear up and it pierced my propeller, and I had to make a crash landing and met the natives. And all right, so yeah, 1947 looks kind of cool. The war was over there. Silly ghost. Anyway, 2342 is even higher than 786. That from where we are to our juicy 618. That's another 36% there for Peppy. I can see it happening. I can see you getting up there, Peppy. That's where all the congestion came before, right? Yeah. So it's right in there where we're going to get the juicy areas. And when the 618 and the 786, those are the times we're going to start looking to see, oh yeah, are you ready to pivot here? Which area are you going to pivot on? We just got to figure out your pivot points. I'm leaning more for the 0.5 at the current moment, just because this is what this guy is telling me. See this little trend line right here? See how it goes? On the hill, on the hill, on the hill. And then on top of this, it'll probably be on top of this right here. So the trend line tells me that, you know, don't get our hopes up too much higher. First time around, anyway. But here's the cool thing. If we do see it, If we do see it, it may want to come back again. I don't know what it's going to do. All right, I just know the levels. Okay, I don't worry about the zigzags in between or how it gets there. I just look at the price here and let it figure out how it's going to get there. I've given up on trying to figure that out. I mean, we can guess and go from support, resistance, but even that, it's like. So how it gets there, I don't know. But if it gets above here. Above this trend line, I know the party is on. We got measure moves. We got all kinds of things. We expect a stronger move to the upside, and that would be nice. And we're starting to look around 25, 30, 25, 40 through that point. And that would be bitching, man. That would be from here to there. If we got up in there, that's your 80% gains. But that's not all. But there's more. I mean, if we do that, regardless, our goal here on everything is after we got our lows in and we got a higher low, our goal is to take out this high. So we shouldn't set our eyes on anything less than, we need to look at this as being the finish line, okay? This is the finish line, okay? That's the bar. We got to go break the bar. The whole strength of this coin and the whole future of this coin is related on what it can do now. Because if it's losing steam, well, this one's just over. It's done. What are you? No hope for you. It's until it gets past here, man. It's not a winner. And so all the coins, whatever their previous high was, that is their mission. Their mission is to make a higher high. It needs to go make a higher high. We need to be 34.65 out of this guy. So all the altcoins, they're all looking, whatever. This was the last high, right? Its current mission now is to get up here or get above it. And so we're looking at those fib levels right there, at it and right above it. It's telling me with this trend line, hey man, it might have some trouble there. It might take her a minute to actually break up above it. That's just me reading the charts, people. Listening to the lines and whatnot. So that's the 3-day. I guess we can come down to the 4-hour and see what's going on here. That looks nice. Now look at this. Now anybody looking for an entry, and we're on the 4-hour, it's starting to do something kind of juicy right now. I think she's trying. We were looking at this being parabolic. I think what we've got is maybe a bigger parabola. Do you see this? This audio, because this one is deviating. Let me pull that one out. This trend line is deviating. Do you see the deviation? It's just now starting, right? Just now starting. Yeah. So for Pepe on the 4-hour shorter term time frames, we're ready to rock it, ready to party. One of the other cool things I'll point out here is that, for all the flag people, they would love this. So some people were probably looking, look, it's a flag to the upside, because that's very common. Even cutting through lines. I'll just ignore this and draw this and make it a flag anyway. I see that a lot too. Anyway, you got this level right here, right? And you come back and retest it. Boom! You just clear this level. This means that's an entry for a lot of people. That's the pullback and retest of a level trade. Sweet spots to get in either way. Near my trend line, near this trend line. The parabola, that's kind of iffy, but it's a theory, but they don't always hold. But all the other trend lines, they look good. Everything looks good. So this could be a kickoff point if you want to buy high and sell higher. Just clear this area over here. These are not these trade setups that I like to go, but these are the ones I will look at and consider if I want to add something to an already existing bag. A lot of people will be looking at this as, I don't know, you'll hear people call all kinds of things, but the biggest thing that I see a nice little rounded shape down here, a nice little scallop, all right? And we just we just exited the channel. This is what we basically have done, or are trying to do, what we're trying to do. And you got a measure move that is trying to take Pepe up here to right around 1823. And I'm just going to put my little note there so I know what it is. I'm going to leave that there. So that's from the channel breakout. That's 1823. I'm still sticking with this 1681 area. Will probably be the first area that goes up and starts bumping its head on. It may make something like a cup and handle or something like a more authentic looking cup and handle or something at that point, and with a pullback. I could see that setting up with the way we got that trend line there. That narrative could play out. There's lots of good signs here, but this is a place I would actually consider. Either you could enter here. Not my favorite, as I said, but 22% gains being possible. You got something there. That's just on spot. My favorite places are, you know, these breakouts from these trend lines here. The trend lines will give you an edge over the level-to-level players. It just gives you a little quicker. It's a little bit more risky, but if you put some signs together, I mean, you can get some entries in for the people who are waiting for confirmations above levels, which is a solid trading system and one that you need in your system. Where just like this is a level trade right here. This is breaking this level. Best person that I know that really gives you some solid fundamentals on that, and that's a traditionally tops that's your foundation. Your foundation. You need that foundation, and then you build on it. The best person I know that goes over that idea is Joe from Trade Intuition. Yeah, there he is. I see him here. There's Joe. Joe is a level by level trader. He'll break down the mindset and everything like that. And you need that. You gotta have that. If that's not a part of your, I mean, you may not hear me say it, but it's here. It's here all the time in here. It's your basic, your ABCs, if you will. You got that. And it's a winning thing. So you confirm that what this is doing is confirming that we're in trend and past a level, and you got more of a higher probability from here to go up. It's just me and being a degen. I like to play with all this stuff down here, and sometimes it looks out really good, and then sometimes it's like, oh well, that sucks. But the thing is that this can also suck too, because they can take us down for a higher low and then come up. So that's what we got. It really comes into, man, I mean, it's like you go through these different stages in here, but it really comes down, what you do really depends. The psychology behind it is very important, but it's all in your risk management. Making this work for you is all in your risk management. And so, we like the great entries, those little bottom entries and nailing the little things and all that. But really it's not as much about the trade entry as it is your management. Now, we got some arguments to make for getting in down here, juicy bottom areas and slow accumulations, is that you get more gains here, and there's lots of good buy and bottom strategies for longer term holds and stuff like that. But that still requires you to manage that little booker, or else you sell out too soon, and then you look back and say, man, I bought it at the lowest price, and I sold out and it doubled, and then it went up in 100x, and I missed out all of it. Well, trade management comes into play a little bit there too. How long you keeping that trade? What can you do with that trade? Buying at the bottom is a good idea for a longer term trade. Why are you going to sell it so short for? Why are you being so patient on the bottom, accumulating the bottom just to give it up at 20% profit? That doesn't make any sense. You just need a little flag to the upside for that. I don't know. It's the coffee. It's the coffee. Let me come back to you guys. You guys get me on topic here. I'm just kind of got up. Peppy looks good. She's not yet cleared the area, but she's looking like she did clear one area retest. Now we just need to clear this other one, right? Looking good. Looking good. The turkey got lost. There's Joe. What's up, Joe? And man, I still ain't. Do I? Is it up? Is this it? Oh, I got Meet Damien. I don't know if he's there tonight, but another YouTuber. He comes on 360. We can probably get that to 370. Somebody could be 69 is a cool number. Who wants to be the record? Just stick that one extra finger in there and throw it up to 370 right there for Meet Damien. Then also Joe over here on the Trade Intuition. Putting out the live streams, the videos, the shorts. He's got it all going on, teaching TA. Keeps racking up them subscribers too. Look at that. Go, Joe. You the man. Let's see if I can get the turkey back on track. So I hadn't seen the first little request over here for altcoins, have I? Other than let me put that up one more time. So if you do have any altcoin requests you want to look at, I'll come back and I'll look for it right underneath this little marker that I've got there. Let me throw these up from Aave right there. Those are awesome. Oh, you put up Joe's channel. And there's information on Joe's channel right there. Always on the ball, man. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, Aave. Glittery Marshmallow says, rinse and repeat. Take profit, take profit, take profit. Aave says, don't make fun of my baby. She's a grower, not a shower. Well, she's a growing. It's a growing. Still doing a little turtle thing, but I think it's got some length in her. Taco seasoning. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of these altcoins now. According to Tokenmetrics, and there's a coin that we've looked at before. I haven't looked at it in a while. This is one of their moonshots, and case in point, I want to just say stuff and not be able to prove it. But right over here is Vine, and that one just came out today. That and Quick, I don't think we looked at those. They got some pretty high trader grades. They may be already in, on their stuff. They may be, this may be a buy high and sell higher thing. So not so much into those myself personally. I might buy low and, and then get paid later on. This is usually how it works out. I find myself having to wait for my paydays, but they're nice when they come. If I can just cash that check, sometimes I don't. No, you go ahead and hold on to some of that check. We'll just leave it here in the site. That was dumb. That was very stupid. Anyway, let's come over here. Let's check out mine. I'm personally saying, this is probably our last 6 to 8 months here in the bull market, the bull run, 4-year cycle anyway. Whether there's a little extension or however, anything like that kind of works with altcoins or anything. You got to get your profit taking plan in place here and definitely be practicing, because we've seen too easy over the past couple of years how we can look back. I have personally, I can attest to it. I think every top that we've had so far, I've always looked back and said, I should have taken more. I should have taken more. So it's imperative for me for these next 6 months to make sure that I start doing that. And these places I see that look a little top heavy or pivoty, force myself to actually sell a lot more of the position than I normally would. And it may not make sense to some of you. I'm talking if you're more of an investor or a midterm holder, you can probably I have got these positions open. I've still got them open from summer ago, last summer, or even before. Same position still open. Crabby, knock on wood. Lost a few of them along the way, but I was able to hold on to the majority of them. There's a lot of them. They're now starting to look better, so I'm glad, but still not where they were. I'm not going to do that again next time, though. Look at you, Vine. I like the double bottom situation we got going on right here. So we got this little spike right there at 9 cents, and that's where we were in May. Before May, it was a lot more. I remember this one being somewhere around here. I remember somebody in the group coming in and saying, that's going to go to 20-something cents or something by some time, I swear. And it didn't. It would just kind of flush down. Sometimes you get people coming into groups. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but sometimes you do get people come in and try to pump things. We don't have that in our group that much. Or I don't see it that much. Every once in a while. I don't think it's intentional, like a pump group come in or anything. I think it's just somebody real kind of newbie and kind of really hot for their coin. I've seen it a couple of times. Sometimes you can tell when people are new because they get really excited about certain coins. And you remember what it was like? We were all there. My gosh. That's why it's good to have a community, a good community, and we do have a good one. And if you know, and you're in there, and it is free, by the way. Tease it for the people who's not in. Make them dig for it. Make them dig for it. It may not be free for I don't know, at some point. I don't know when. I think I found a way to do an NFT, so airdrop NFTs to current members. They have lifetime access. And then for anybody who wants it, we'll put them NFTs on OpenSea and just let them go get it. Decide you don't want to be a member, you sell your NFT to somebody who does that. I don't know, just some ideas and floating around there. I just don't like subscription things. I think that that exploits your community. And maybe some people are really cool on all that, but I think these $99 a month subscriptions for I don't know. I don't see how that. I don't see where the value is. So Vine, I'm sitting here looking at this area right here under 4 cents where it's time for it to go up above it. Okay. She lost it over here twice. It's our 236 fib area. This is the same thing we do all the time. This doesn't change, but it's because it works. And tighten it up a little bit. So this guy, and last time it went, it breached it a little bit and lost it. Okay, so we had a trend line coming. Oh man, that wasn't it. Well, Elliot says it's working on its 5th wave. I was trying to get a trend line. Wait, thank you. So we're following this trend line down here, right? And just following underneath. But then it had a breakout, right? We followed top trend line, look for a breakout. We had that, right? So we were following this one under here, trying to figure out, but now she's changed. The trend is changing. It's making higher highs and higher lows. So we got a new trend. It started out this way, and now it is trying to do something a little spicy and go up this way. And so that tells me that we're ready to come up here and start testing this 5 cent, almost 6 cent area. So these are the next 2 areas we want to really focus on. So for a Vine, it gets out of this little bottom area and it may make any kind of pattern. As long as it gets past the 236, we're looking at making 32 to 53% gains on that one, possibly. Not bad. Okay. So this is a Tokenmetrics idea. I like it. I mean, I'm for it personally because, well, I get this over here. Just because it's by a trend line, it's really close to one on the 4 hour. So that's a reasonable place to find an entry where you just jump here and here on the 4 hour, or what I'd recommend is coming down to a smaller time frame, 15 minutes, something like that. And then trying to figure out, just drawing a, trend line and seeing where, oh look, so that's pretty easy. We can do the same things over here. Most likely come back and retest here at the 50 moving average or whatever, about 3.7 cents. We're right just fractions of a penny from where we are now. It's flagging out right above a breakout. So to me, I think there's a an entry right here, even though the ideal one that I would like would be down here about 35 cents. Well, it's not as likely that we get that now, according to what these trend lines are telling me, especially if this is true. If we're breaking back into this, yeah, that's pretty ballsy. That's ballsy. So back to this, what was it, 4 hour? I think I'll share this one over with the trading group there. 55% gains looks sweet. $100 in will be $155 by the time we get up to 5.7 cents, which can happen over a period of, I don't know, hopefully less than a week. Hopefully less than a week, the way this thing is going. It's still got some stuff to do. So let's take this, try to do this very snappily over here, trade setups. Okay, so this is Vine. 4 hour. Tokenmetrics moonshot play. And I'm just going to label them as swing targets. The pricing. Abe says, I love my alts to a fault. Abe Medina says, yes, we need to win. Please take profit where necessary. More cash for Bitcoin for the bear. Yes, that's what we need to be thinking about. I mean, for real. If you're trying to do this for generational wealth and all that, it's start going through the scenarios in your mind, or start going, making your plans for the money you're going to take, and there's always going to be something there trying to get part of it. I don't care if it's family, taxes, whatever, life. Something's going to come in and try to. We got to. It's definitely taxes. make a plan about where you're going to, Tangem wallet, hardware, any kind of wallet, whatever. I'm going to say Tangem because I got links and I like the Tangem wallet. Storing some away, putting some away, and you're wanting to collect that pool so that when Bitcoin falls on its butt, hopefully, and it may not see the lows that we've ever seen before, you may be shocked to say, man, I remember when it used to go below 50,000 and now it never goes below 50,000. It may not ever go below 100,000, depending on, I don't know. This is changing, and there's lots of demands, and they're already figuring out that if every millionaire in the United States wanted to get one Bitcoin, it's not possible. So, and we're just talking about, every millionaire. Oh, it could be the United States. Let's just say everyone in the world. But what about corporations that are multi-millionaires, and they're buying more than one, right? There's a big demand. It's just not caught up with supply yet. It's coming. I think we're going to be very shocked. It sounds like $225,000 Bitcoin is kind of, oh man, I can't see that happening. We're not too, I mean, I'm not saying this over the next 3 months or anything. Although we're closer than what you would think. When the squeeze is finally felt, we'll see it. Sam says, we'll always have the OnlyFans foot page. You are so right. How did we lose that? This would be a great place to have buttons at work. I'm just saying. The OnlyFans. Can we say that? I don't know. I hear you can't say that. I hear you say you can't say it anymore. The OnlyFans fancy footsie group. It should say fancy footsie group. I don't know. OnlyFans footsie group. That's still a tongue twister. For $24.99 a month. $2,499 for $2,500 a month. You can get my little feet pointing at the Bitcoin price. Nail that, baby. Woo! All right. Enough about me. Let's talk about you guys. What's going on? Imagine if 70K is the floor. Kind of a general rule of thumb is that the last high that you had from the cycle is kind of right around where your next floor is. So considering, that around 20,000, 17, 20,000 was the high in 2017, that was kind of the floor right there. And we got in those areas right there, around 15,000. For the lows here, and it had a crash and scares that took us down there with all the unwinding of stuff. And then, so our last one was, right at 65, 70,000. It might be. There is some data to support that those areas, that might be it. So imagine that, man. Our last little dip down to 74,000. So this might have been the sweet spot. Remember, if you lose, Turkey will foot the bill. Turkey dad jokes. Oh, cool. In that case, I lost 427 whole Bitcoins. We'll be right on that. Reese John says, doesn't Bitcoin look like it wants to come down? Well, let me get to one that I've not got much. Considering what I got here, no. Zooming out, no. She's looking good, like she wants to continue up. Now, smaller time frames, you might be seeing that, like the 6 minute or whatever. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. She's making a lower high here. I guess when I first came in on the 6 minute chart, I sounded really bearish, and maybe people are confused. Bigger time frames, we look good. Smaller time frames, she might be coming down. She might be. I mean, that's normally what we see, lower high. It'd be coming down. It needs to come down here and test this. But it making a lower high suggests that it may be trying to break that. We might be doing our ABC correction. So if we do come down, man, that would actually be a great place to bounce. Man, that would be the 382 fib. That's the little magic. That's the magic number for a nice upswing. That would be nice. I hope we don't come back down. We got to zoom out for the fibs on this one, not just this one, I believe. I think we need to take this one into account. Let's see, our 236 is also coming in there. What I'm looking for is possibly that higher high, then we get a little correction and come down. And man, I don't want to say it, but I don't want to break any more trend lines. When you make the lower high, you could be making a lower low. So I would expect something like this, but then we are looking for a possibility that there might be something even more than that. And maybe, I mean, we are at an area where it can get kind of choppy. But this is a smaller time frame. The bigger ones are looking kind of nice. They're looking kind of sweet. Still doesn't mean that we don't get any chop. I'm still looking for a possibility. I'm still keeping my eye open around the 23rd. Over this next week, from 17th to the 23rd. Over this next little that's more than 7 days. That's 7 days. Over this next, I've got my eye open, but right now it's starting to look bullish. I was actually looking for some bearish tendencies to happen through this point. Maybe it still will. I don't know, but right now I can't. Even here on the 1 hour, I can't say anything bad about Bitcoin. It looks good. It's above the 9 moving average on the 1 hour. Maybe that's what we want to be. So maybe zooming out, the smaller 6 minute, yeah, it could look a little confusing. Zooming out to the 1 hour though, you're still respecting this trend line, and we've made a higher high. So until we make a lower high on this one or a lower low, well, we got to trust the system to do what it's supposed to do, because that's the best way to make money, and that's higher highs, higher lows. Let's cook it, baby. I think it looks good. Total 3 is the one I'm really. That's the one I'm looking at. Look at this, man. On the one, this is what our altcoins are doing. $1.04 trillion. That's amazing. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that right there. So breakout, retest, parabolic move. That's if you're pattern trading, you're looking at this ideally. I mean, you'd be looking at this as a channel, right? I mean, really, that's what it is. Pinching the tips here, you'd be looking at a rising wedge, breaking out to the upside. Parabolic move. Yes, Lord, altcoins are on fire. Come on, baby. I've got limit orders set on most of them, and just waiting to get paid on the way, baby. Get paid. What do you mean you got limit order set on the way? It means, you know, I draw fibs, and I've got limit order set on all these little fibs, waiting to get paid. And here's the thing. Yeah, that is an area to be concerned about. Yeah, we probably do need to get paid a little right now, because it is an area where it could be doing a pullback. So if we can do this, and if you do, let me bring this up. So with your altcoins, you're sitting there watching them go up, but if you're not taking advantage of it, even just a little bit, you might ride the wave down, and then, well, that's not as fun as. It's much fun to have the sell somewhere and then try to buy back cheaper. Add to the bags there. Let me come back to the chat here. All right. Don't see any coins there. Let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at a Park. I'm looking at Park coin on base though. We looked at it a little while ago. This is another moonshot. I think Dick Screener has it, right? So we're looking for fart coin on base, not just regular fart coin. This is on base. And she's finally doing something. She got the moonshot signal a couple of days ago, and it didn't do anything until, I guess, just now. Well, she flagged out. Now she's breaking out. I see what you're doing. This is the 4-hour chart. Okay. It's kind of in mid channel to me. I don't know if I'm that crazy about what I see, but to me, I think she's at resistance personally, and maybe it breaks up above it. That'd be cool. All right, just keeping our eye on that one. That was on one of the moonshots. Another one was Quick, and I'm not familiar with this one at all, but What are you looking like here on the... Let's just take a look at you on the daily. Ooh, dang. Oh, you need a pump. You need a pop off. Yeah, that one's going to be, you know, hey, man, if you're a DJ and you're just looking for some kind of little gamble play or something, throw some risk in, man. I just feel like doing something risky. Might have it here. So we're looking at 4 cents. Could double up, but, man, this was right here. Quick swap. I'm not... I would be looking at the falling wedge idea, and it's not the best one either. And it's not got a clean breakout of the channel, so you kind of have to probably involve the wicks just to feel safe. Get above the 200 daily moving average. Get above the daily 200 moving average would be the way to play this one. What is that? That's being a little bit more conservative entry. So doing the level by level thing, that might be your best play on this one, like this, something like this. And that's at 2.5 cents, which is basically just fractions of a penny from where we are up right now. Quick, might be able to put it on the radar. I'm not really crazy about the price action. Not yet, anyway. She's got some stuff to do there. So here's our altcoins, and here on the daily, man, up about another 5%, 3% across the board. Not bad. It wasn't like that just a few hours ago, so this has happened very recently. Look over here on the 1 hour. It's a little mixed bag. Give and take, give and take, give and take. Huh? For the whole week, wow, look at this. 10%, 12%. It is only the 17th, 17 days into this month, and most of these altcoins are seeing 25 to 30% gains. We should be happy. We should be thankful. And I am Pingu, 229% this month. Crazy, crazy. Somebody, let me go back to the chat. I remember why I was going back there. Somebody sent me a super chat. Oh, Reese John said, thank you, Super Turkey, $2. Thank you, Reese John. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let me come over and let's make sure I haven't missed any. Glitter Marshmallow, TA, #1 Turkey. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Member for 6 months in the fan club. Now that's the $3 YouTube thing for anybody that wants to do that. We do have a membership area with some membership videos, and we were doing live chart schools over there, but I feel like I've pretty much gotten the bulk of my system over there. Now, if you guys go over there and leave some comments on those videos, those of you who are members, and if you got any questions, either on either on those streams or videos, or just about anything you would like to see discussed in that format, like you want me to do another chart school over another target, like one I've been thinking about doing is actually risk management, or actually your risk management, or your client trading plan, your strategy. More how to build your account by being a little bit more specific with your stop losses and how you do that. I don't think I have a video that really clearly goes over that as well as we need to go over that. So that's what I was thinking. Anyway, leave a comment over on those videos with any suggestions you want, and I can throw in some others, and then I add some other content from there. But there's a whole course on how to trade, and it's over the techniques mostly that I use here. A lot of some fibs and moving averages, and I got some good stuff over there. If you're interested in what I do, so you can nail it. I'm just those techniques are there. So I want to see what's popping off over here. What we got going on the 100 to 200 version? I just see all these big old bubbles popping off. That's crazy. So if we go over the CoinGecko, and I like to come over here and I like to take a look at the gainers and the losers. It's an easy way just to kind of narrow this down to the top 300 and see what's popping and what's not. And kind of see if we got anything that might be a happening. Might be a look down enough to look for. Now, pump.fun, that little scammer token, because what does it do? I don't know. A little bit of a drop in that. Also, Bonk, really? Bonk is coming down? Now, that one was kind of hot. Because they're both doing kind of the same type of thing, right? So, some of the good ones they're taking a little bit of a dive now, right? So people are selling off of these and probably pumping into some of these. Some of them anyway. SNEC seems to be doing good, up 19%. So that's kind of cool. H-bar. Remember this little guy? That thing was almost dead. It's at 28 cents. They can come back. Take a look at some of these. You remember Kronos, right? CRO. The one that you can get the little Crow card and all this. Crypto.com. They got credit cards now. I got one of them on the way. A crypto credit card. We're starting to see more of that. And I finally got in there and got my new address. So I should be getting a new debit card soon. That's my biggest worry. I didn't know how to get the new one because I switched addresses and they don't make it easy. But turns out you go into customer support and you actually talk to the AI bot and then it takes care of it. I don't know. Anyway, that wasn't that hard. Crow is at like 12 cents now. It wasn't before. Remember when it was down about 8 cents? Nobody wanted to touch it, and I was like, "Hey, oh, that's pretty sweet." Down here about 8 cents. Hell yeah! And now we're at 12, and it can't go higher. I'm still looking about that 17, 18 cent area for Crow. That looks like a Dirty Sanchez double bottom trying to form right there. Dirty Sanchez for y'all that don't know. Yo, Dirty Sanchez cowboy hat right there. Woo! Let's do it. So when we see these double bottom formations or formations at bottoms and we start seeing, it's not really a butt crack per se, double bottom, I don't think. We got this broadening megaphone patterns how I'm actually interpreting. Woo, 26 cents comes into play there if you can dream that big. That's not too big to dream for this coin. It went up to almost $1, about 70 cents last time. And it did it pretty quickly once she got it rolling. Since then, they've done a lot of token burns and things like that. It looks pretty good. It's on the daily above the 200 moving average. This one looks strong and good. Here it is on the 4 hour, just trying to make it happen. I like this trend line, although the local trend line would have been this one. Either way you look at it, it bounced and it's trying to go some places right now. See if we can get a breakout over that one. Come on, baby. I likes it. Take a look at Bitcoin dominance with the 200 moving average on the daily, says Damien. Oh, snap. I caught it on the 4 hour. See that nosedive. So we're flirting with losing that 200. We can. To me, that's not enough to declare altcoin season, though. And these other moving at 800, 600, 300, 200, man, that momentum is there. That ain't and then look at the other moving average, the 150. Now these will start following it down and everything, but the bulk of the stream, if we're imagine this like a river that we're in, man, these currents are strong. That's going to carry that boat on up that. Chances are it's going to continue floating up this way, in my personal opinion. I am looking for it to come back and retest this 618. So it'll need to come back and test this 360 moving average by what I've got, just by my play here on the daily. So yeah, I think we can lose the 200, and a lot of people will probably take that as a sign that altcoin season's here and everything. But just like with other price actions we see, man, it can recover that. I can recover that really easy, especially with these guys being bullish. We can probably take a look at the weekly. Weekly's a good one for anything to look for, and it's still on its strong ass trend, and we're losing the 21 here, but look, see the 9 is still way above it. It's kind of the situations we get when we do something like this, come back and then get back into it, and that's when we test the 50 moving average. So that'd be about the same situation on the weekly or the daily, the 50 being where my 360 is. So coming down there, and I can see us doing that. But unless we gave it up and we had to break a trend line, man, and unless we break through this area here, start closing some candles over here, and I'm not seeing I don't see the strong possibility for that. I see a rally. I don't know if that's what you're alluding to or whatever, but yeah, on the daily we are breaking it, but we haven't closed a candle below it yet. That's one thing. We probably will, but I think we got just a little bit more to come down on Bitcoin dominance, which will boost our altcoins. That's why we need to be, making plans for taking profits on them in short term and even just over the next few days here. In my personal opinion. Oh, let's come back to the chat here. Did you sell some crypto? The bulk of my play is not going to be when I'm going over my account here, and unless you've been in here and followed me over in the private group, because the bulk of what I've got going on for this cycle has been spot margin trading. So I have more positions than I need. I have a bad habit that I've been swearing for the past year I'm going to get down. But these are trades that they're like continual trades, in other words. So I'm taking profits as I go, and then you'll hear me bitch I didn't take enough when we have a drop. That's why I'm doing a little bit of a different play than I'm doing more of a longer building. This strategy that I use to spot margin enables me to build bags. So when we do, if I can get to a clear chart and kind of explain this. And you may already know this, but when we are in some area down through here, if I'm on spot margin on these bottoms and stuff, it enables me to build bags during this little phase of the market. So I can take like a 50 chain link, and by the time we get up here, I can turn it into like 300 or 400 chain link, if that makes sense. By rolling things over and playing them when we're in these little sideways areas, and it's give and take, and sometimes I can screw it up, and sometimes I'd forget. There's a lot of mistakes that can be made with so many positions or whatever. But the main thing is through this phase of the market, like if I were pulling out my fibs, during this phase of the market, I am trying to build my bag as much as I can, and it's a slow process. But then when we come up to this phase of the market, it's easier. Is it even easier to build those bags? Those bags start growing a lot more, and then a little bit more as we go up. The bags start growing and getting bigger, and then I got to not get too greedy, because if we come back down, then I'm like, oh crap. Because I can get caught up with that. That's happened a few times. But if we're in the trend as we go up, oh baby, I'm all set. And then all through here, payday. Oh, thank you. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And I'm layering out with the big fat bags that I grew down here. That's the profit. And it's fun when this goes good, and then it can be kind of hairy and make you question your choices in life when it goes against you, when the market's not good, like it was a while back. I'm thinking about April 7th when we had Liberation Day. That was scary AF. Not as bad as what we had last summer. That one got me. I was more prepared for it this time though. Hope that makes sense. So my plays are a little bit different. So when I take profits, I'm selling at levels, and they're usually fib levels, pivot points. But then when I do like my perp trading, now that's just like the normal trades, where we try to do a shorter term trade, or I try not to hold them for too long, but sometimes I do that too. I'm not as much of an in and out trader as I would like to be, because I'm sitting there looking at Bitcoin earlier today, and I'm like, I'm like getting in here, right? Like, yeah, she comes up and then she comes back, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, I can't remember. I think I got stopped out, or maybe I didn't, but I get back in, and then, yeah, we're coming up. And instead of me taking profits up there, I'm trying to wait for the bigger move, and we can catch and go up a little higher. And so with my perpetual futures is what I'm talking about. So that's not been working too good through the chop on that. So for those, I need to focus on taking profits a little bit quicker instead of just watching them come back. Because what I've been doing some trades and getting in the trades and everything, getting a good entry and everything, but then it comes back and I'll get stopped out in a small profit and not taking the bulk of it when it was up here. But it wasn't, it's not the hugest profit because there's not been anything there. Unless you're using massive leverage, you're not making, massive leverage in a bigger position. You're not making the gains. You're having to kind of go risky on high leverage and high position size to make anything worthwhile, in my personal opinion. There's been some, that's a nice move though. That looked pretty good. But I've been doing, you know, just for my position. I've been using low leverage, but just bigger numbers. And if I need to whittle it down, I'll just raise the leverage and take my collateral out that way to put it into something else, if that makes sense. Big David says, I sold some XRP in Sweden, and today was good days for that. Yeah. Now, I've actually got, on those guys, now I'm doing it with spot margin. The beauty with spot margin is that once we start coming up to these areas of resistance, I can start borrowing, and it's essentially shorting, right? So when I can borrow against my collateral, and that lets me do my little, oh man, I need to get out of this. Crap. We're on SWE since we're talking about SWE. Look at SWE. So you see, I've got these targets up here, 462 and 495, right? So what I can do is I try to accumulate down here and play that, but now I'm starting, you know, I take profits on that too as it goes up. And at this point now I've got where I can borrow SWE, and then I'll layer it out through here and pyramid it down. That way, as we come up to or make our next higher high, because it's, unless she just wants to go, it's probably not going to blast off and go to the, they could. But I would expect it to make a higher high, you know, and do something like that, right? So that's how I try to structure my ideas. And if it does go up and do like that, then I'm like, dang it. I guess I got to borrow more and start leveling out up here, which is okay, but we play it as it does that. So the borrow when I'm selling is there, and then when it comes back, I pyramid it back in and buy and pay that off. If that makes sense. I like spot margin. It's just like, you just got to do it. You got to do it in trend. The trend's got to be with you. The bigger trend has definitely got to be with you. It's not good and chop. But it opens up more opportunities for me to do stuff with my money that I couldn't do just on spot, and definitely couldn't do through perpetual futures. Beat David says, I'm having a tough time trading Bitcoin and Ethereum this week, as well as with the chop and fake outs. I'd say you're going to see a lot of fake outs, but upside is where we're headed. Ethereum's hot now, right? Everybody likes it now. What? Whew, baby. And she's been on fire today. Look at that. That's amazing. Didn't look like it was going to happen, did it? I mean, it was all cool when we were in the sideways channel, and everybody's flags on the upside, flags, and then flush outs and everything else like that. I predict a possible bear trap, and E3 claims $2,000. Well, that's old news. That's old news. I've got a position of this, also spot margin, and what I did is I took some of it out and I put it over into the Ethereum Bitcoin pair while we were still at a dip on that, and hopefully I'll grow some of it against Bitcoin too. I used to have a decent size of position of this, but it's whittled down to hardly anything now. Still there, but not much. Let's take a look at Ethereum here on the, take a look at it on the daily. Nice. Man, I was looking at this for a cup and handle. I even had a video from about 2 or 3 years ago looking at that idea. And after all this time, I mean, it invalidated the cup and handle. It's not a cup and handle anymore, invalidated that. I mean, we can still get something just as good out of it, but I think the right way to look at it now is we got a bear trap here, and hold on to your hats, MFer. We're getting ready to go up. Woohoo! That's what it tells me. And I believe that we can tell about where to go. Sounds got a crazy look for 48,000 or 44,000 Ethereum, doesn't it? That's only $1,000 away, but that appears to be where we're headed, and maybe even just a little higher. We're at a 786 Fibonacci area right now, so we'll find out soon enough. So this where, when it comes to the Fibonacci strategy, here on the channel anyway, we look for these guys up here at 786 because that's normally where we get rejected, right? Those are good take profit points, sell points, and everything like that. That and the 886. We pumped past the 786. We didn't just go up there and get rejected. We're trying to get past it. So we're having a sign of strength here. So I like to come down to smaller time frames and kind of look at the strength of the candles and everything. So what is possibly happening is instead of it being a pivot point, we get rejected and come back for a lower low. It appears like we're doing some consolidation. Bitcoin did the same thing. So we get some consolidation through here. She might be trying to pump through here, and then we're looking at the upper thirds for our targets over here at 48, 44. So keeping an eye on what's happening here. If we lose that, then we gotta pay close attention and everything. And this is also where we could pull a fib. Start eyeballing our 236 and 382s. That's back at 32, 73, and 3000. But we don't have any sign that we need to pull that out just yet. In other words, we're not sure if she's not heading up here to 3,800 at the moment. She could be doing that. Ethereum looking good. Ethereum against some Bitcoin. Well, that didn't work out. Take a look at him. Ooh, look at you. You're at 29. So I think somewhere right around through here, right after we cleared these levels, I would have done it sooner if I thought about it. But I took some Bitcoin and or took some Ethereum, but anyway, I did the Bitcoin Ethereum pair, and now it's growing my Bitcoin for me because Ethereum's starting to outperform Bitcoin. That's what all this means. So it's looking really cool for Ethereum and altcoins right now for a while, for a while until we come up here to this area where our 200 moving average is going to come down and meet us. So there, when we get up around 37.037 Bitcoin per Ethereum, 3637, we may have to see what's going on. There's some bearish things going on over here on these moving averages. We could get rejected and come back down. We could see a little give and take, a little wishy-washy there. That could be interesting. That could give us another chance to take profits, roll over, and then make some more Bitcoin with our Ethereum. Okay, this is also a warning sign for altcoins too, so we want to keep an eye on this chart. The Bitcoin, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, it can give us some insight on how to play our altcoins. So we want to see if we can, where we start finding some rejection up here, because we got a trend line that it's got to do a bear trap and then do something good, and that's what we hope to see, but it doesn't mean it's going to do it instantly. It might, might still be some cards up its sleeves on how to take money away from us, and we want to make sure we take the money away from it. Push on Parade, how's it going? Meet Damon says, I'm in a trade on Virtual. Virtual's looking hot. Finally got that bag going up a little bit. It's give and take at the moment. When it's above 180, I'm pretty much in profit. And when we're below that, I'm kind of... So I should start seeing that bag finally start to grow here too. I've got to play on this. Let's clear this out. That's nice. What'd you have here? 382.5. So we're looking at 219, 275 mostly. Came back and retested our 236. That's cool. Let me get my little lines in there. And what do we do here? Oh, sweet. So I'm looking for 345. and 321. Those are my sweet spot targets that I'm going to be looking for this little guy. I think if we pull our fibs from over here, might get some kind of confluence over there, right in that area. Yeah, that's right. Those are right on both sides of the 618, so we should be heading right up through there. 618's coming in at 330. 333! 333! Oh my gosh. So I like that idea. That's where you could also do this little idea right there. Boom. So that's us on the daily. It's going to be a little bit patient for that swing trade to play out. And so I look at this when I zoom out, and this is how I look at the things. I like to find this trend line in respect to this one over here, so it looks like a good one to me. Right there. And then in respect to it here, so we're close to that trend line, and it's starting to deviate, if you can see it right there. And it's not the perfect entry buying off of the trend line, say it was 155 or 160 or 183, but it's still saying, hey man, we're still in a pretty good place. Pull out my fibs here. Oh, yeah, 155 was the sweet spot. 175 if you can get it. We're at 185, but we should be headed 207 in that area short term. It's getting a little bit away from the sweet spots to find an entry, so harder to find an entry on this one. Oh, here's one. And so this is what it is. You see something, and then you find something that's still within a good range you can get in and make a profit. Unless you're already in it, and then you're trying to figure out where you want to add to your bags. But this says, hey man, I can make 75% profit if my targets get hit, 88% profits from where we are right now. Can I justify a reason for getting in here? And so we come down to the smaller time frames, and if as long as we're honest with ourselves and everything, we can find a decent entry. And here on the 4 hour, this one's kind of pointing out to me. This little midline right here, I'm gonna color it some kind of gray. I don't know. We just cleared that one, so we're still close to that area. That was 172. Still get a good entry to get up there to 321. There's still good places. Come down to the 15 minute. 15 minute. I mean, you had to break out, retest. You're still on that. But, oh gosh darn it, but I missed it. I didn't get in at 177. I don't know if you got those thoughts heading through your head. I think you're a little bit too OCD on this, and you just gotta lighten up a little bit. There's always another entry, man. There's always another entry. Here was one. Break out, the retest of that. That's gone. Well, now we got this idea. Break out of that. If we get to retest of that, 182. Trend lines are still, I still like that. Even coming back to here, that would be even better. If it comes back to like, yeah, 181. If it were to come back and bounce off of that one, I'd be looking for that. So finding an entry, I don't know, it's not hard. You just want to make sure it makes sense. That you got a good risk, you got something, at least a good risk to reward ratio, right? This is especially true if you're doing perpetual futures, if not just spot. And ooh, 14%, hell no. What am I on the 6 hour? We can come down smaller time frame. 10% stop loss still gives you an 8 to 1 risk reward ratio. My gosh. Limits you on your position size. You tighten up and get a better entry or a better stop loss. But I think there's a setup there. It looks like a good play, and I know it sounds crazy, but we're only at 181, man. Take forever to get the $3. Yeah, you'd think, or you can think, right? It's easy to think that sometimes. Feels that way until that one day it's not. 208's next target. How much gains is it to 208? Short-term time frame. 13%. Do 5x leverage, it could be quite a bit more. Even 3x leverage could be quite a bit more. Smaller term play. 11%. I like what I'm seeing here for the bigger money. I like the bigger money. It sucks to be patient to wait for that payday, but that payday is so much bigger than trying to just, in my opinion, trying to grab a 50 here, grab 100 here, grab $50 here, grab $50 here, I would rather. Holy shit! Thank you, $1,000. Welcome to the show. Ryan K, how's it going? Good to see you, my man. So I've been going for, oh my gosh, an hour and 30 minutes, 18 people hanging out with me. I don't feel like we looked at a lot of coins tonight, but we talked a lot about the market and everything. Things are looking good. We're at $1.04 trillion for altcoins, clearly going parabolic, just past an area which if you got paid, okay, cool. You congratulate yourself. You did what a lot of people have not done yet. But she may go a little bit higher. It's a great place to be taking profits where it was or even where it is now. She might go up a little bit more and come right back down. We'll see, but she's on a roll. And now what we're looking for is to see if this kind of comes up and consolidates, and then it might be working to go even higher. But we might have another $0.04 billion, another $4 billion coming into the market. Or is it 40? Is it 40 billion? Maybe 40 billion. I don't know. When we start getting the trillions, I can't convert them as easy. The number will be going up right now. And Bitcoin is 120,000. Back there again. Looking kind of sexy. I'm seeing it trying to get above this this yellow line here, a 618 fib. She's tried before. She's trying to flag out and do it again, having some problems, but it may be coming back down to this trend line, and if so, we just talked about that idea. That's where I like to look at buying. People will be looking at a flag to the upside, and as long as it doesn't flag out, the flag doesn't continue past this trend line, probably got a good shot of bouncing somewhere about right at 119, right at 120. Let's see if we can come back and retest 120 and see what we can do. Continue with our little trail to the upside. That would be awesome. I hope that's what we do. Otherwise, you know, with that lower high, we could be looking at down here. We want to see a bounce there. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Sicario says, dog, my spirit animal, can you look at Hoppy when you get time? Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at it right now. Let that be our last one here, I guess. Hoppy, don't want Poloniex. They don't have enough volume. Let's see. Mexi's got it. Okay, good. Mexi's got some volume. Well, here on the 6 minute, it looks awesome. Oh crap, it even looks better on the 12 hour. Look at that. Hoppy. So it's at one of the most beautiful places I think there are to buy or accumulate a pad, especially if you're looking for doing something for a little bit of a longer term play. You can't look for a better place to buy than at these bottoms down here. And sometimes you get stuck doing it for a while and have to be patient, but then when they start to move, man. And I can see a double up just to get back up to where we need to go. I need a better color there. Let's go with yellow. So let's take our fib from the butt crack all the way down to the right butt cheek and see that we've just graduated past our 236 Fibonacci area, the place that we're always looking for that first juicy target to either take profits or just to know that buying anywhere below that, which happens to be at a decimal 4 zeros and 2680, was the sweet spot to accumulate this little guy. Anywhere between 1630 and 2770, whatever that is after the decimals, was the sweet spot to build a bag for the upside. Making possible bottom looking patterns. Some people look at it inverted head and shoulders. I think it's a little iffy for the trend line, but that don't matter. That's just where we start getting into the nitty gritty picky stuff. The more important thing to know is that you're in the bottom area of this fib area. That's the easiest way to look at it. And you know, you can see it breaking out and all these other good signs. We've cleared that area. We've cleared this. It's above the 200 moving average. Now we're starting to look at these guys, and this is just the tip of the iceberg for it. That's 15% gains up to 3412 area. I think you really need to start looking toward the 618 area. And that'd be 56% gains there. 0.5 area will come into play, but she should kind of shoot through it, or we'd hope. Or maybe zigzag over here. Any of these targets make great places to take profit. But the real idea is that since we did this higher low from here, our main mission is to come up and test this high, and that's 120% gains. If we are fortunate, we will continue past that for the longer term play and come up to this area about 0.000078, and that would be 169% gains. That would be sweet. That's what I like. Lots of places to zigzag in between, however it wants to do it. I don't know how it's going to do it, but any of those things, good places to sell and good places to add back to your bag on the dips, if that is your choice of strategy there. Some people might just want to take quit profit and roll it into something else that's popping off. But if you find something in the setup like this, these are the setups you're looking for the bigger plays, man. Why not get paid? Why not get them X's when they go up there? It's a good candidate to come up here for 138% gains. And then after it does that and recontemplates its life, there's another measure move that takes us up a double from that. And why not? I mean, it might take a lot longer to get up to there to that 300% gains. Maybe you got the patience for it, and maybe you don't. But in the bigger picture of things, looking back to where we were just back about, I don't know, what, 8-9 months ago? When it was up here? Coming down. Ooh, she came down a lot. Right here is a sweet target. Ooh, what is that? 0.000093. And from where we are to get up there, 200% gains. Hell yeah! Imagine coming right back over here. How many months would it take us to get there? It took us several months to get all the way down here. How many months would it take us to get up to 5-6x territory at 0.00022 at that 618 Fibonacci area? It needs to go up and test. So that's what we look for overall. We just got to find the patience to execute them. But man, these little double bottoms at these bottom areas, I mean, hey man, this is the time when people look at them. I don't want to get. I don't want to. But when you get up here and prices up through here in these areas, you're always looking back and saying, "Man, I wish I'd bought more in that area. I wish I'd accumulated more down here. I wish I'd put in. I wish I had $1,000 bag to sell it for $3,000-$4,000 rather than this little $25 bag I bought up here halfway, and it's just doubled. I don't know." That's a great place. I love accumulating during here, and you don't always. At some point in the game, you don't ever get to go back there. Unfortunately, in this cycle, we've had several times to be back here and accumulate. It sucks when that keeps repeating, but eventually it doesn't. And we're at the phase in the game where we're going to leave these areas behind and start going up. I think it looks good. It looks good. It's the meme coin too, right? I mean, there's a part of me that says, man, why are we chasing all our money? Why are we spending all our money on meme coins? Why are we doing this? It doesn't have any, but they got the chart says, hell yeah, that looks good. And so the TA part of me is saying, screw it. It may not. It may just have the community or whatever. It's going to give up all its gains in the bear market. But for the next little bit, that little sucker is going to make us some money. Yeah. And that's what we want. That's why we're here, right? However, I may take these skills and start applying them to stocks because altcoins have kind of jaded me this cycle. I'm just saying, you kind of realize that really there's what we've known all along is very true. There's not much behind these altcoins for real. There's a lot of hype. If we're just being honest amongst ourselves, for real, these market caps are very overinflated. It is a bubble full of hot air. That's what crypto is. A lot of it is, except for Bitcoin. But I mean, that's okay. It can be that, and we can still make money too. We just gotta know, don't marry the coins, especially the altcoins, even the blue chip ones. They are going to give you a good 80 to 90% discount during the bear market. So we don't want to. I cringe when I hear new people come to this market. I can hold this for 5 or 6 years. And I'm like, no, please stay away from altcoins. That you don't hold. No, it's foolish to do that, in my personal opinion. All right, anyway, guys, the altcoins are a banging. Bitcoin is a banging. Everything's a banging. We're all getting banged. The numbers are going up. The bags are getting bigger. They're getting heavier. We're not needing bag reduction surgery soon here. We are at a good place where you could take a little slice off for right now. I don't know, take a little padding out of the bra. Do whatever you got to do. Take some of that padding out and enjoy it. Get paid along the way is all I'm saying. And then you can buy back more when it comes down cheaper when we get scared. And we're heading into the weekend. Curious to see what we do, guys. Popcat, you at 40 cents. Go back up to 62. See what I do. I'll be selling. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Get out here and make this money. Enjoy it. It's coming. It's coming. It's right around the corner. It'll be ups and downs. But we're in the last leg of this market, people. It's comfortably by the dip season for the most part. Look at you, Decred. You at $16? When are you going to hit 250? I've been waiting a long time. Good night, everybody.
You chased the green in the midnight glow, held your heart close but let your logic go. A lover's game with charts that
good ass coffee.
But don't lose yourself.
It's going to keep me up all night.
To feel alive. Don't marry your trades, let the candle fade.
Get your good ass coffee today.
It's a siren with a price to be paid. Hold your
Look, I got a cup with 2 handles. What does that mean?
In the dance of the market, don't risk it all. She'll lure you in with promises so sweet, but volatility whispers lies at your feet. You can't buy love with a bullish streak. When emotions rule, your wallet gets weak. Don't marry your trades.
Bitcoin looks like it's in the black to the upside. So it might be actually breaking out. That'd be cool.
Hold your soul steady when the FOMO calls. In the dance of the market, don't risk it all. Step back, baby.
Oh, you look like you got the breakout. You got no volume behind it, but you try. Go higher.
You're the captain, don't drown in her waves. Crypto love's fickle, but your heart can be saved. Don't marry your trades, let the candle.
Thank you, guys.
The market's a siren with a price to
Double handle and cup.
hold your soul steady when
Double sippy cup and handle.
calls. In the dance of the market, don't risk it all.
Make burning the bra great again. You guys are funny. Sushi on the 15th. Is sushi doing something? You know, I don't have any sushi, but I got too many of other things. How are you doing? Oh, nice. I'm on the. You said 15 minute. Looks like it's got a flag. So these flags, man, now they got a 57% chance to break out when they do a pin it, right? 57% chance that it can break out. I'll recommend you wait for the actual breakout above the 9 moving average. Make sure you're not breaking any trend lines. Actually, I would come down to a smaller time frame. I'm not sold on the breakout just yet, but it could. That one actually might break out. Let's see. I believe I'd take me a trend line kind of like that, even though that's not the greatest one. I hope it's at the 236 fib, looks like. So this might be it. This might be its moment to break free and actually flag out, man. Hope it does. And we're looking for 1014 for the next worthwhile target, in my personal opinion. right, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. It's time for me to let the little dog wave and say good night, John Boy. Good night, John Boy. See you on the next